I think this is something that we all choose to do just to kind of stretch our limits and to reach, to kind of crawl out on that farthest limb to find the, the fruit of success.
I would consider myself a very competitive person. This is the biggest race of the year for all of us. Everybody tries to qualify. They spend all year trying to get here.
So it's 140 miles plus or minus of hardcore exercise and really hot weather.
I can't expect to swim sub 50, but if I'm 52, I'm still close to the lead, and I have the chance to catch the leaders on the bike maybe before the turnaround.
I'd like to finish in the top 100 people, so that means I get to try to pass 500 people in the bike and the run. If I can swim 110, I'll be real pleased. If I swim 115, I'll be satisfied. If I go slower than that, I'll bike like mad. Swimming is my weakness, which is why I bought one of the endless pools in the first place.
I mean, when I come out of the water in a swim, I'm certainly not one of the fastest swimmers. I'm definitely, in the top 5–10% of the swimmers. So I'm usually around 52–54 minutes out of the water in an Ironman swim.
When I first started doing triathlons 12 years ago, that's when I learned how to swim. And so that was a challenge for me, learning how to swim as an adult. And quite honestly, it was terrifying to do the swim. And so I would survive the swim and then do really well in the bike and the run.
I do a lot of training in my endless pool. In fact, all of my long swims I do in the endless pool.
For most of us, having a pool like this in our houses where we can just go swim any time of the day or night that we choose to, outstanding training tool. For me, it's the only way that it could work because I don't have close proximity to a pool, and so I find myself swimming once or twice a week, whereas with my endless pool, I swim at least, 5 or 6, 7 times a week, sometimes a couple times a day, which is, just a wonderful luxury.
Yes, I use an endless pool. I think it's great to have it in the basement.
If I had this in my backyard, my swim, I have no doubt my swim would improve because I run from my house, I bike from my house. If I could swim right at my house, it would make things so much nicer.
A couple years ago, I finally convinced my wife to buy one of your pools, and so I have no excuse now not to go swim every day, and I have no excuse not to work hard at my swimming.
Here it's right out in your backyard. You say, sometimes you need to do maybe a 3,000–4,000 yard workout or something. You say, I'm just going to blow it off. I don't have time to get to the pool or whatever. With an endless pool, it's right there. There's no excuse.
People in this sport just don't have the time to spend traveling back and forth to pools.
It probably allows me to swim 3 or 4 more times a week than I would if I had to get in my car and go to a pool somewhere.
And it certainly helped me. It's a lot more fun to swim nonstop for a half an hour, and it's a lot more suitable to this race than going 17 strokes down a pool, turn around, 17 back, turn around.
the issue that I have with going to Masters all the time is you're in a public pool, and the amount of chlorine that they put in a public pool is way higher than you would have in your own. And your suit goes, you come out sneezing. It's something else. And I noticed while swimming in the endless pool that the chlorine level is not as high as it has to be in a regular public pool.
But I just go and jump in my pool and swim. And that gives you that extra time to bike, to run, to work, to be with your family, all the other things that are so hard to balance in the life of an Ironman type triathlete who spends so much time training.
Yeah, that's great. That's you can really feel your stroke and notice any little differences.
Excellent. It was really fun. I was surprised.
This is probably one of the best tools you could possibly have.
That's the first time I've ever been able to see myself swimming, and you can see yourself become inefficient, and you correct it immediately.
Yeah.
Mostly it's helped me get really comfortable in the water. It used to be that when I swam, my first thought was breathing and when I was going to take my next breath. Now when I swim, I daydream just like I do running or biking, and breathing is sort of a natural thing, which sounds like a little issue, but it's a big issue when you're out here swimming 2.4 miles.
I just did the commentating for the Alcatraz Triathlon in San Francisco, and one of the problems that the triathletes had was they were swimming up current. The current was going out and they were swimming against it. Well, that's the whole idea behind the endless pool, so they could actually get that feeling of swimming against a current, and that current takes up your whole body in the pool, which is a very similar feeling to an open water swim.
I like it because it forces you to hold a pace. You don't have that when you're swimming open water or when you're swimming in a swimming pool, but when you're forced to hold a pace, it really does build up strength. And yeah, it's plenty fast, and I like that constant resistance.
I can do my own workouts, do my own repeats. I can watch my form with the mirror underneath the pool, and I can stay there as long as I want, and I don't have to get out when somebody blows a whistle.
The mirror can actually give you feedback on what your arms are doing in the water. Swimming's probably one of the toughest things to try and change a technique with, because you don't have any sort of feedback from anywhere, really.
I was looking into the mirror all the time, and I've never saw my stroke like this, and I could immediately see the response of any difference, of any change that I made. If I would lower my head, I could see if I go faster or slower, because I would move either further away from the mirror or a little bit closer. So you get an immediate response to any changes that you make in the water.
When you can watch yourself in a mirror, which I have never been able to do before this in my life. I've never seen myself swim, ever. And that kind of feedback, for somebody like me, I'm more of a visual learner, and to actually see what is making your stroke improve or making you fly back to the end of the pool is incredible feedback. It's instantaneous.
A lot of times in the water you can't really feel if you've made a change. In fact, if a coach says you need to make a change with your stroke, you have to overemphasize what you're doing, almost go to the ridiculous end of being able to try to fix it. The mirror gives you instant feedback on what you're doing. Not only can you look and see what you're doing wrong, but then you can also see whether you're making a difference. You know, with pulling down the center line, whether your hips are rotating. You know, it really is great feedback.
More than that, the athlete gets feedback the whole time while they're swimming. Just from the mirror alone, you have the videotaping capability. But when you can tell somebody, you're crossing over, which is a real common problem among swimmers, one of their arms will cross over and you're losing some of the power in the stroke, and they see it repetitively by looking at that mirror, they can begin to correct it and feel where it should be. Because you can stand on the deck as a coach and say, you're crossing over with your left arm, bring it out here. And kinesthetically, people go, I am out here, and it's like they haven't done anything. But when it's reinforced by them seeing it in that mirror, and then again having the videotape or just being right here with them, I mean, it's the best of every world for a coach and the athlete.
Yeah, it's just creating turbulence and also tension. Anytime you can relax in your sport, you're going to be more effective. Good. Now, after the race, this is stuff to focus on now and after it. After the race, we're going to focus on rotation, a relaxed hand with a slight amount of distance between the fingers. And what happens is you get a webbing effect.
The big factor with the endless pool versus swimming in a regular pool is in a regular pool you're having to do a flip turn every 17 or 19 strokes, and you're doing that over and over and over and over. With the endless pool, you're swimming nonstop for a half an hour, however long you want to go, which to me it's a better workout than that little bit of rest you get every time you hit the end of the pool.
One of the things in swimming in a pool is you do a flip turn, you get a little bit of a stretch with your back. And if you're not used to swimming in open water like we have in triathlon, where you're pretty much in a prone position for 1,500 to 4,000 yards or meters, it's difficult to become used to that. And what people find when they come to Hawaii, for example, is they'll go out and swim in open water, and their backs get tight because they're not used to swimming in a prone position for an extended period of time. They've always got that flip turn.
Triathletes, no need to worry about turns. They don't want turns. They would much rather be in an open water atmosphere if they could. Most triathletes don't have that luxury. We don't all live in Hawaii or Southern California.
If you want to swim whatever the time is for a given distance, the only way to train for that is to train specifically for it. And we try to do that in the pool by longer intervals. In a situation like this, you can pretty much set the pace that you want to go and work on swimming at that pace for long periods of time.
I don't think there's any question that a triathlete could benefit from an endless pool because of the fact that there aren't a lot of turns and you have the same sort of feeling as you would in an open water situation, especially when they're dealing with current.
When I first began this sport, I could only swim one time across a swimming pool. And now I usually am in the top 25% coming out of the swim, and I know the endless pool had a lot to do with that.
You can adjust the speeds to as fast or slow as you want to go. If you want to hit a hard workout, you can go hard. If you want to slow it down just to take an easy day, you can do that too.
It was pretty fast. It was, I guess, faster than my race pace at the end. So for me, I got a good workout today. Yeah?
It's faster than I can swim, I can tell you that.
You got the 2.4 miles in the ocean, which is the challenge for us swimming impaired folks, which is why we train so hard for the swim. And in a race like this, it's a 2.4 mile race, so that's an hour of swimming. So, I mean, yeah, you might be able to outswim it for 30 seconds or for a couple minutes, but if you're going to outswim it for an hour, then you're going to be Ian Thorpe or someone like that.
I don't think any swimmer, to tell you the truth, could outdistance this pool.
Now, I don't know too many athletes that can hold 106 endlessly. You know, there are a few, but even those athletes, that's going to be sort of getting close to the upper end of where they're going to hold it for any length of time. So it's plenty fast. I mean, I just swam in it for the first time, and it's fast.
I do water running in the pool a couple days a week to flush out lactic acid out of my legs to help with the train, help recover. And by doing that, I actually get better rides and better runs in because I'm recovered better. To me, one of the best attributes of having a pool like this is you can hop in and recover.
The problem you have with injuries is the weight bearingness of running. And so if you're feeling a little injured or a little sore, you can get in the pool and aqua jog, which maintains your aerobic conditioning, but takes away the weight-bearing activity of the running.
It kind of doubles. It's the kids play in it, I swim in it, I run in it, so it kind of serves multiple purposes.
My husband actually dug out the area for the pool and dug out an extra deep section so that we can do water running in it as well.
Mine in 2 years ago. I did all the work myself. I built the addition onto my house and I installed it. I did everything myself other than just hiring subs to do the concrete work, and it actually went very easy and I've been real pleased with it. Obviously I was real excited to fill it up that first time and jump in. It was a little cold because I was anxious and didn't give it time to warm the water, but it was fun.
It's been an incredible 3 days here on Kona leading up to the Ironman. We've had more than 300 athletes try our endless pools, and we've made videotapes of many of them to help them with their swim technique. We've also listened to them. Our goal is to make the ultimate swimming machine for the serious triathlete. So we'll see you tomorrow morning on the pier.
Feeling good?
Nervous, very nervous.
Scared. There's a difference.
My best, and I want to see the finish line, that's all.
I'm going to finish.
It was rough. It was really, really windy. The swim was tough. The bike was the toughest I've ever experienced. So I'm glad to be finished.
And now for something completely different.